Introverts often get a bad rep. And you know why? Because most of the time, they walk around looking like this. They get a bad rep because they look like Bob. Look at Bob. Does Bob look inviting? Does Bob look like he gonna do anything other than kill me? No, he don't. Look at him. I can't. Introverts get a bad rep because oftentimes they're just misunderstood. And in this video, we're going to dive into why introverts can be as successful as extroverts and maybe even have an edge. That's going to start right now. So you think because you're an introvert that you just seclude yourself, bro? People want to see your little face. Can you just smile for me? Just smile. Nope, you look like an old man. Never mind. Okay. What's up, y'all? This is your boy 210, and this is Bob, but he's not that important. Right? If you are just joining me for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you're returning back, then thank you for coming back, because in all honesty, there really is no channel without you. With that being said, hit that subscribe below and hit the notification bell, which happens to be on Bob's face, not accidentally. One problem that most people have with introverts is the misunderstanding of what they really are. But on the flip side, introverts also tend to play the compare game with extroverts. They often compare themselves and say things that aren't necessarily true. Like, I can't be as successful as so and so because they're an extrovert and I am an introvert. That's a falsehood. Or we start to say to ourselves that extroverts just have more of a competitive edge. They can win people over faster, therefore giving them more of an opportunity than, say, an introvert. But newsflash, you both have equal opportunity to get things done. I remember walking backstage, pacing back and forth, back and forth. I was nervous as I walked back and forth, knowing that I'm about to give a public speech, a public talk, a keynote presentation in front of 5,000 people. And I'm back there knowing that I am the no-namer in the midst of an all-star group. I kept going through the list of these individuals, and I'm like, these people are not going to know who I am. If you were to like rewind when they did the introduction of The Weeknd, I got up on stage with this all-star crew and they started saying names and people would be like, wow! And they're like, and so, wow! And this is the person playing the music. And here's Oscar Rivera. Yo, who that? I don't know, but he looked like a goat. I'm backstage before my keynote and just pacing and pacing and pacing, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then I bump into someone else who's pacing, one of those all-star individuals. And he looks at me and he goes, introverts, right? I go, what? You're an introvert? My mind was completely blown. There's a lot of misconceptions about introverts, that they are shy, that they're weak, that they're scared of social settings, that they're poor public speakers, that they often just overanalyze everything, that they hate people. Well, I mean, Bob has a face of a very hateful individual. I mean, look at him. I don't think he likes you. But that is all wrong, my friends. If you happen to be an introvert and you are watching this, I want to let you know that you can be as successful. And if you're an extrovert and you're watching this, I want to let you know that that introvert that you think is just a shy, weak, hate people type person can actually be gunning for your spot too. And you won't even know it. I'm going to let you know right now. So here are 3 tips as an introvert that you should probably start utilizing more and more in your everyday. If you want to reach a level of success that you've not reached before, it's probably because you're missing a few of these things, or maybe all three of them. I'm only giving you three because they're going to be easy for you to remember and apply in your everyday life. If you think that there is more that can be added, by all means, go ahead and leave me a comment. In fact, if you happen to be an introvert, let me know what is the hardest thing about being an introvert in the comments. And if you're an extrovert listening, tell me what the most annoying thing about introverts is. Ooh, that ought to start something. Won't that start something? That's going to start something. Anyway, number one, value your uniqueness. Just because you're an introvert doesn't make you less of a person than an extrovert. Value that. Understand that in that difference, you are created for something greater. This is an awesome, awesome, awesome thing to practice every day, especially when you look at the diversity of our world. Everyone's unique. We create a mosaic of humanity, and you're just a part of that. So remember that. Value your uniqueness. Number two, create yourself a plan. If you're an introvert and you know that there are certain things about you that is unique, there are certain things about you that maybe make you uneasy, whether it's in the public realm, whether it's working in a group, or whatever the case may be, create a plan. Know that these are things that might trigger you to feel a bit insecure about how unique you are. And if that's the case, set yourself up for success by knowing how to handle it when those problems arise. Number three, know your limits. As an introvert, you know that you're going to reach your max capacity. You're going to reach the ceiling of what you're able to do. I'm not talking about achievements. I'm not talking about work. I'm talking more internally, right? You have a time limit that's just ticking, ticking, ticking down before you're absolutely spent. And because of that, you have to know that there is going to be a reset point. How does that reset point happen when you're working with a group? How does that reset point happen when you're about to give a keynote presentation or you're about to do something in public? How can you rapidly reset? Know that you have a limitation. If you want to know more about how to reset, let me know in the comments below and I'll go ahead and make a video on 3 or 4 steps on how to help you reset rapidly when you know that you need it. As introverts, we may not have many friends. Oh, wait, yes, I'm an introvert, a real big introvert. Not fat Bob. No, sometimes for real. But I know that I need to value who I am. I know that God created me specifically in this way. I know for a fact that at times I have to create a plan that's going to set me up for success, knowing that sometimes I'm going to get tired real quick and I'm going to have to dig in deep. I have to reset. But here's another little misconception that people have about introverts. It's not necessarily about one being more shy than the other, one being more outgoing than the other. It's about energy expenditure, right? For me as an introvert, I bring a lot of energy to the table. I want to essentially make everyone feel comfortable. I want to make sure that everyone feels as if they are entertained or acknowledged. I put a lot of energy forth when I am in group settings. That becomes exhausting. An extrovert doesn't necessarily put out as much energy as an introvert does because they are energized by just the people being around them. So therefore, the difference in recuperation time is like night and day. An extrovert can go and do something for a split second and just be energized by that, where an introvert needs a little bit more space, a little bit more room to reset. You know, oftentimes I think of Jesus Christ. Jesus himself, I believe, has moments of introvert tendencies. He would minister to thousands, feed thousands, teach thousands, heal many sick, and then he retreats. He has a moment in which he resets. He prays. You know, as an introvert, one of the big things that really settles me is to sit back, take a deep breath, and say a small prayer. Get myself back focused and knowing that whatever I'm doing, I am ultimately doing for the greater good. I am ultimately doing for God. I am ultimately doing because I was called. Now, you and I are unique. But that doesn't separate us from the rest of humanity. Both introverts and extroverts have a unique calling to go out to people, to make them feel as if they are the most important people in the world. And that's what Jesus did. And that's what I want to do. So the question is, can an introvert be as successful as an extrovert? Absolutely. And not because of their own strength, but because of the strength in which God created them unique. This is your boy 210. Remember that real recognize real, and this was just a moment. All right, Bob, you ready, bro? Let's do this. Let's do this, Bob. All right. You know why they get a bad rap? Do you know why they get a bad rap? You know why they get a bad rap? Bob, stop playing, bro. You look like you about to kill me. Don't he look like you about to kill me? Look at his face. Look, I'm Bob. Is that Bob? That's what Bob look like? You don't even blink. You know how creepy it is when we go out in public and you staring at people and you don't even blink? Bro, like, people afraid of you, bro. Like, they think that you gonna kill them. Moms hold their children a little bit tighter because they feel like you might eat them. You gotta let this go, bro. Who hurt you? Who hurt you?